Hello, I'm Antonio Mora. This is the newsandnews.com Day in Brief. Today's top stories in 4 minutes. It's Monday, November 19th at about 7 p.m. A synagogue in Pittsburgh. 11 days later, a bar in Thousand Oaks. 12 days later, it's now a hospital in Chicago. Details are still few, but a police officer is in critical condition in a mass shooting at Mercy Hospital on the city's south side. 2 people are reportedly dead, including the gunman, and at least 2 others are in what is described as extremely critical condition. Politics matter. They have real-life consequences for real people. Tell that to the politicians you support as they posture and attack their opponents while solving nothing. That's true for Pittsburgh, Thousand Oaks, and Chicago. It's also true in a different way for San Diego and Tijuana, Mexico. How much time has been wasted debating the so-called caravan of migrants while getting nothing done? So now, thousands of migrants have arrived in Tijuana, swamping the border city's ability to deal with what one article described as a tsunami of people headed to the U.S. Shelter and food are scarce, and tensions are boiling over as police in riot gear have struggled to restrain angry protesters who are demanding action against the migrants. This is in Mexico. Nearby, the U.S. temporarily shut down all vehicular traffic and most pedestrian traffic at the busiest border crossing in the country, in the Tijuana-San Diego area. 20,000 pedestrians and 70,000 vehicles go through there every day. So imagine the disruption to people and businesses in Mexico and the U.S. We knew the migrants were coming. So did the Mexicans. This is what happens when politicians care more about their political games than actually finding solutions. Shame on all of them. As the death toll continues to rise in Northern California's Camp Fire, the number of missing is still near 1,000. Hundreds of people are combing through the wreckage trying to find human remains, but the number of homes destroyed has swelled to more than 11,000, so the task is Herculean, and the impact is wide. In San Francisco, almost 200 miles away from the epicenter of the fire, just breathing for a day is reportedly the equivalent of smoking several cigarettes. Economic insecurity seems to be growing. Trade issues with China, instability in the UK over Brexit, and a big drop in the Home Builders Confidence Index in the US didn't help equity markets today. Apple led stocks, especially tech stocks, in a downward spiral. The Dow and S&P 500 lost about 1.5%, while the tech-heavy NASDAQ plunged by 3%. In our alternate universes segment, The Great Divide Between Conservative and Liberal Media, a CNN anchor led his show by saying, quote, Trump sticks by his tradition of insulting the U.S. military. There's no doubt Trump has insulted some veterans and members of the military, most notably John McCain. His new counterattacks against Admiral Bill McRaven, the U.S. Navy SEAL who oversaw the operation that captured Osama bin Laden, were ill-considered, inaccurate, and unfair. But CNN's hyperbole about Trump having a tradition of insulting the military, that's almost as bad. That said, why would Trump criticize a respected military figure when he's already under attack for not visiting a military cemetery in France or Arlington National Cemetery on Veterans Day? It's beyond me. Also today, there is plenty to criticize in the glee in which news organizations on the left revel in any mistake Trump makes. But there is just as much to criticize in how the right glosses over the faux pas-ridden president. Can you imagine what Fox News would have done if President Obama had twice referred to Paradise, California as pleasure? Trump did that. He traveled to the site of the worst wildfire in recent memory, and he didn't know its name. Everybody will make mistakes. It just shouldn't be so hard to report on both sides equally and fairly. We have all those stories and much more updated around the clock 7 days a week on newsandnews.com, where you will find all you need to know in one place. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the right of your screen just below this video, and please follow us on Facebook at Real News and News, and follow me on Twitter at AMoraTV. I'll see you again tomorrow.